When I was in second grade, I wanted all my friends to call me Scorpion.
Really?
It lasted about I tried to get them to do that for a day.
I bet they called you something else that we can't say, that people don't say anymore because it's not PC.
I don't know what they called me behind my back, but a couple of them called me Scorpion.
You had some indulgent friends.
I did.
You're like
second graders.
Kid.
What were we, 6, 8?
I had a friend in second grade who would go around and spray people with his fucking inhaler saying he was Darkwing Duck. Yeah. That was you, Aaron.
Dangerous.
Yes, he would say shit like that. What's the
terror that flaps in the night.
Yeah. Fucking kid.
That's incredible. Dude, amazing. Salute to that kid. That's incredible.
Maybe this is him. He's Big Mac Davis.
Yeah, he grew up to be Big Mac Davis. Are we recording, Aaron?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, I hope that stays in the episode.
We'll see if I embarrass myself or not. Oh, who knows?
Yeah, just the part about the Darkwing Duck kid. All right, let's get this show on the road, you motherfuckers. Do it. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the One Stage at a Time program. And today on the podcast, we're playing through Doom from 1993 for the PC and also various other consoles. Today, we're playing through E1M5 Phobos Lab. That is the 5th level of the first episode of Doom. The first episode is called Knee Deep in the Dead. But actually, it's the 6th level because we played a secret stage. So apologies if that confuses you, but this is technically the 5th level of Doom. And I'm your host, Andy. Joining me, as always, my co-host, Aaron. Hello. How are you, Aaron?
Hello. I'm great. If you could, though, this episode, could you please address me as Scorpion?
I will not be doing that.
Come on.
Okay.
How about Darkwing Duck?
My co-host Scorpion, and joining us again, our partner in crime, our compatriot for the Doom series, our good buddy Sam. Sam, how are you?
Hey everybody, how's it going? I think I looked up a little info on this level, and I think that its alternate title is a bunch of stupid horse shit.
Oh no!
Yeah, we'll get into that, but that's what I kept thinking about the last third of the level.
Yeah, if you look it up in the source code, the way it's written in the source code is just a bunch of stupid bullshit.
Did you open the source code for that as a joke?
No, actually.
Well, it wasn't a joke. He was just showing us where it said.
I was expecting you to type in stupid horse shit.
I know you guys may see, HTML and code, but I see a blonde, a redhead, horse shit.
Is that Joe Pantoliano from The Matrix?
Yes,
Thank you, Joey Pants. Dude, honestly, I was on his side in that movie. He had the right idea there.
Oh, yeah.
Ignorance is bliss. Who wants to live in the real world? The steak tastes like a steak.
But if you think about it, if he had gotten what he wanted, he totally would have gotten a shitty deal because of how bad Neo and Agent Smith fucked everything up in the Matrix. Like, it was like just a bunch of horse shit was happening. Like, by the end of the third movie, like, the world was like, if you're just a normal person in the regular world, the world is like ending. It's just like lots of guys with glasses flying all over the place and like shattering skyscrapers and all that kind of crazy shit.
Well, he only would have gotten what he wanted if he had won and the agents had won. So, I mean, he would have been living the high life.
Yeah, if he'd have killed Neo, you mean?
Yeah.
And he became the one.
That's true. I guess that's true.
He's like, yeah, I'm the one now.
But it would just be like, instead of flying, it'd just be like teleporting steaks in front of him. I'm just really into steaks.
Okay, well, that's a good riff to start the show off. Fellas, let's talk about E1M5 Phobos Lab.
Before we do that, real quick, Andy, I don't remember if you've explained this. What does E and M stand for?
That's a good question. So E is episode. So this is episode 1. There's 3 episodes in the game. I forget if we said this, but this game was released as shareware originally. They distributed episode 1 for free through like demo discs, and then they invited people to like mail in and buy the full game. So yeah,
I don't think we've said that. That's really interesting.
Yeah. Okay. We'll front load a little history today. So yeah, they distributed episode 1 for free, and then you were supposed to buy the full game if you liked it. This is, folks, if you're younger than the 35, this is a thing called shareware, which was popular in like the late 80s and early 90s. And the idea was that you would get part of a game for free, and then you would buy the rest if you liked it.
Interesting fact. Also, I don't think any of us are 35 yet.
Yeah, that's
not
true.
quite. Sam, you turn in December.
Yeah.
And then I turn exactly 1 month after you.
To the day.
We're going to run for president.
That's right.
All right.
Against
excellent.
each other.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which party will you guys run on?
Bull Moose.
Big Mac Davis.
Big Mac Davis. Yo, shouts out to Big Mac Davis.
Here, you're the man.
You're the man, wherever you are.
Okay, sorry. Thank you for answering that. I was very curious. What did the M stand for?
M, I'm not sure if it stands for mission or map. It could be either. But this is episode 1, mission 5, or possibly map 5. I'm not really sure on that one. But anyway, this is Knee Deep in the Dead. There's 2 more episodes, which we'll get to in due course. So let's jump right into it. We're going to like watch a playthrough and kind of comment on all the different details and things like that. But before we do that, maybe we should do some initial impressions. So let's go around the horn. Sam, what are some of your initial impressions of the Phobos Lab?
Well, I won't get ahead of myself, but the first part of it was actually pretty good. I turned the music up and paid more attention this time around, and I like the music in this level. It was a bit more moody. It had this every once in a while, though. There'd be this kind of like this real like loud kind of like sound effect. I don't know what they were trying to emphasize with that, but it was a little weird. Though this had, I was appreciative that I had a radioactive suit that I put to use.
Yeah.
Mainly because I was, again, it's some small platforming parts that I was bad at that I was glad I had the suit because I would have fallen off. Really, my biggest, the thing that sticks in my head the most is the very end of the level. So I can talk about it if you want, but we can wait if you'd like to. But that's the part that sticks out the most, is the very last half before the exit door. Yeah.
I think I know what you mean, and we will discuss it.
So I will wait and pass the torch until the end and save because that's really where most of my opinions for this level are.
Okay, good. I'm looking forward to it. Aaron, what were your impressions of Phobos Lab?
I think that pretty similar to Sam. I dug it. I liked it. I liked the music. I thought it was this cool, ominous sort of Castlevania type, with some strings in there, music, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I dug the level, but again, like Sam, I think that last section soured it for me quite a bit. I did not enjoy that, and I look forward to talking about it more in depth. Andy, how about you, my friend? What did you think?
Well, thank you for asking. I like the music too. This track is called Suspense by Bobby Prince, who of course did all the music for this game.
Appropriate title.
It's a very ambient track. I thought of Castlevania too when I was listening to it. So especially like it reminded me of like the opening track of Super Castlevania 4. I know that's like really specific, but yeah, I was really getting some Castlevania vibes here. So good work, Robert Bobby Prince.
Here. I actually really like, and I haven't played much Castlevania, but I was just like, ooh, I like this kind of creepy, a little spooky.
Yeah, it was very spoopy. I got spooked out.
I was spooped.
All right. Well, did you say you spooped your pants?
Maybe.
All right. Well, we'll see if you spoop your pants when we get into this level. So this is E1M5.
This was the first level that I only used the shotgun this entire level.
Interesting.
Really?
For whatever reason, it just kind of I really got into like strafing, going just left and right a lot to dodge shots, and pinkies take a few extra hits, but if you just back up, everything's fine. But I kind of got into a real groove for the first 2/3 of this with just a shotgun.
It's easy to do that. Like you're jamming on the shotty. You you don't want to switch to anything else. You're using what works, and the shotgun works.
It is a highly efficient killing machine. It is.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to mention an increased number of invisible pinkies, which I always forget the name of.
They're called specters.
Specters, and this was a stage of many, many, many door opening sounds that I never saw. If that makes sense. A lot of off-screen activations, I guess you could call it.
Yeah. This is a complex level. So right off the bat, there's just a shitload of enemies to deal with. There's this raised walkway, which is kind of interesting. Like there's a room that's just full of nukage, and when you walk, there's like a little like balcony you can walk in to look out on it. And walking onto the balcony is what triggers this bridge to raise. Mm-hmm. And then if you're brave enough to jump into the nukage, there's a secret with a rocket launcher.
I missed that one.
Yeah, I missed that one. 0%.
No, 0%.
Secrets once again, as always. It's my MO. If I find secrets, I'm highly disappointed in myself. So
I got a few.
I killed every fucking thing in this level, though.
Excellent. As it should be.
I average about 25% on the secrets. I never dry hump the walls, very often. But I'll, if I see something that's like up in a corner, I'll poke around. Kind of like, I think it's this level has an area with these two columns that go up and down, and there's a couple. It might be a different level, but
you're right.
So I'll spend time if I know that there's something there. But like going down into the nukage around the corner there, I probably didn't even think to look down there.
No, me neither.
I think 25% is pretty reasonable, as far for like just naturally finding secrets, like without a guide.
All right, guys, you don't need to like rub it in here. Like
it's really the baseline for like a normal human being. You're saying,
a competent person with their base motor skills.
Yeah, exactly. A normal, below average intelligence human should be able to find 25% of the secrets, and make their emojis on Facebook Messenger grow larger.
I use I use the mobile site on my phone because I don't want them to have that crap on my. I don't want their damn app on my phone. So you know what? I work with what I got.
Do you also put tape over your webcam?
Nah, they want to see my dick. They can see my dick.
All right, let's talk about this fucking yellow key door here. This room is just a fucking bastard. I swear. There's just so many traps, like doors that just pop open. Just tons and tons of enemies spill out. Specters, shotgun guys, imps, just all up your ass. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if you're not ready for it, I've died so many times in this damn room.
You come into this room and you open the door and it's a spiral staircase, like a curving staircase down left and right. And it seems pretty harmless. You go down to the left or right, it doesn't matter. You turn the corner. At the bottom of it, there's kind of an open inward area with some nukage, and there's a bunch of enemies. So you think, oh, well, let me back up the stairs so I can like lead them up. But what you don't realize is there's two secret rooms on each side that have now spilled out even more guys. So you do this kind of like, Shemp from the Stooges spinning in circles, shooting your shotgun everywhere, cursing to yourself because you just, no matter where you go, there's bad guys, and there's also, I believe, barrels in the stairwell and everything. Yeah. So there's a lot of danger, a little taste of what's to come.
Can you do the Three Stooges thing where like you lay on the ground and like walk in a circle?
It's just like that, but you're blasting the shotgun at the same time.
Fantastic. Yeah, dude, I've gotten my shit ruined so many times in this damn level. Even on like replays too, I just forget how many enemies there are and just all the spots they spill out of. Big Mac Davis terminated them with extreme prejudice, though.
He did.
Yeah. This playthrough we're watching is he did a great job. I killed the imps. They're like, you come into this area you see above the 2 stairwells, there's 2 imps like up there, and I was like, they were going to ambush me because I killed them before they even got a chance to drop, and I was like, there, I took care of the ambush before it even happened. So I really had my guard down when they came for me. I struggled through it, but it was fun. That's the thing about all these ambushes. Like you panic and it's overwhelming, but it's always kind of fun because you're just like, blam, blam, blam.
Yeah. You get just pure adrenaline takes over. You just mashing the trigger button. You're backing up desperately, trying to get into a corner where you can take all these guys. Did you die at all on this level?
I
did die once later in the level. I bet you can guess where. I did die. What about you guys?
Yeah, I definitely died on this level several times. But I was playing on ultra violence. I don't know if you guys were.
Oh, yeah. I was playing on even a better one than that.
Okay.
I've never died in any game.
What is dying?
Actually, no, I forgot. I was wrong before. Not only did I not die, but I got the maximum score possible. Better than anybody else.
Whoa.
Especially Aaron.
Yeah, especially
that's not saying much. Wouldn't brag about it.
I think there was another, like the second appearance of the pentagram from hell in this level, I believe.
Yes,
and
there is. Yeah,
a power up that I haven't seen yet in the game, which was invisibility.
Yes, yeah.
It was like a blue and red orb.
Yeah, it's like a blue and red orb. It's like the soul sphere, except the soul sphere is blue with like a screaming face in the middle of it. And the blue and red orb is the invisibility power up, which makes it harder for enemies to see you. So I don't know. I've never really found it all that useful. I guess it's useful. Like
it's nice. It works really well, but the way you're supposed to play this game, it's not Metal Gear Solid, right?
No.
You're supposed to be going fast and shooting things.
Yes.
I tested it out. I got right up next to an imp, and it did not shoot me at all until I pulled the trigger. So it's probably based on, I'm assuming, like difficulty of monster. Like I'm sure a Pinky would notice me sooner, but if you were freaked out by this game as a kid, you'd probably be happy you got the invisibility power up.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where you're glad to have it, but you're not, it's not going to it's not a game changer for you. It's not going to win the whole level for you.
Yeah. I wasn't going to talk about it till next episode, because that's when I first found the invisibility. I didn't find it in this level at all. But yeah, I was as soon as I got it, I was like, oh, I'm invisible. That's kind of cool. I wonder if I'm still invisible after I shoot someone. and I'm like, oh, I am still invisible, but they can definitely try and kill me, and they're trying to kill me, and oh my God.
I didn't have as much trouble with this pentagram as I did the other one.
Yeah.
I think there wasn't as much crazy stuff that came out, but I also knew to get ready to shoot at everything that comes out when I run over this.
Well, yeah, because in this stage it's just a teleporter, and in the secret stage, military base, it's not a teleporter for you, but just thousands and thousands of angry demons come out of it and try to kill you as soon as you pick up the rocket launcher.
I forgot that teleports you this time. I didn't remember that.
Right. And it's a one-way teleporter too, so you can't go back the way you came. I also wanted to mention, I've paused the video here so we can see there's a new power-up called I think it's the map computer. Did you guys find the map computer on this stage?
No, I did not, actually.
Okay.
It looks like a little stage. This is another one that I found the next stage that we're
good. Well, this is the first appearance of it. It looks like kind of like a TV monitor from Sonic the Hedgehog. But basically all it does is give you a full map of the level. If you were to pause and look at the map screen, you'd be able to see the full level, including any secrets. So if you're hunting for the secrets, this is a good way to do it.
Nice.
You have to find the correct secret first to then find the other secrets.
Right, exactly. That's exactly right.
Can I talk about Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I wish that as much as I enjoy the design of these levels, I wish that there was more, that these were more thematic, I guess. you go from one room to another and everything completely changes. And it just makes all of these levels sort of, we talked about this earlier, they sort of like blend together for me. Like I can't remember, like I can't really distinguish, military base from whatever. it's frustrating.
Military base kind of stands out for me because of its design, like the spokes type thing.
That's
and there's so many enemies there. It feels like a military base. I don't know how the fuck this is supposed to be a laboratory though. Like I'm not seeing any Erlenmeyer flasks. I don't see any like Bunsen burners, none of that shit,
Right.
So I do not get how this is supposed to be a laboratory. Like there's pools of nukage everywhere. The only sciencey room is like that one room with like the computers and shit on the walls, but everything else is just like stark gray.
Oh, sorry. It was a thought kind of, basically, I think maybe it seems almost like they made the world map and named the things on the world map and then just made some levels for them.
Yeah.
With not really much indication of like what looked like a connection to those two, if that makes sense.
No, that totally makes sense. It all feels kind of disjointed.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a very frustrating thing in the video we're watching. I missed one thing that would have completely changed my outcome on this end of the level.
Yeah. So let's get into it. You've alluded to the end of the level before. Tell us your real thoughts on the end of this level.
So they kind of like slowly lead you into it. So that you're going through the level. At one point, you kind of go into these like dark brown hallways, but the lights are blinking on and off. And it's really not a huge deal because first it's just some possessed Marines and some imps, nothing new. And then you kind of you go through a little farther and you get into this. There's just like a door and the lights are just off. It's completely dark until you shoot. I think you shoot your gun or blow up a barrel or something.
It's like a strobe. So it's like strobing on and off.
And it's nothing but like, I think there might be some pinkies. There's definitely some, the invisible ones.
Yeah, there's definitely some specters.
Specters, yeah. It's just nothing but a bad time. Yeah. It's the stupid horseshit part of this level. It's like I didn't die, but man, was it like it was hard. It was a pain in the ass. And even after I killed everything, like I got turned around a couple of times because you can open up. Imagine kind of like I'm assuming I didn't look at it on the map. It's kind of like a club on your face of a card. And then there's kind of a spot in the middle that blocks you from going straight through. Yeah. But you can open up a secret door to go straight through the middle, which seems like it would be useful. But if you're disoriented, now you're just running through it in circles and forgetting where you're at.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's so true.
What's super, super frustrating watching this playthrough is that this guy goes in, hangs a left, and there's a pair of a new item I don't think was in the game yet.
Nope.
The night vision goggles, which basically make it normal light in the dark, which would have made this completely moot point, and I would have just gone right through it, no problem.
Yep. Yeah. It's a total game changer. Yeah. Because this goddamn room is not exactly a maze, but because of the lights flashing on and off, you can't see a goddamn thing. And there's enemies everywhere. There's 3 or 4 specters on ultraviolence, not to mention tons of Marines. And it's just a bad time in there.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was gonna say I just wrote like it killed me once. The second time I got through okay, just because I took it so slow and I killed as much as I could from the like first door. I really cheesed it. But I just wrote down that dark maze fucked me good. I hate it in there.
Thanks. I hate it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and you can see on the map, like, it's not precisely a maze. Like, it's really, there's not, like, twisty-turny passages exactly. But because of how dark it is, it seems like a maze. There's, like, some killers that you can go around. Like, looking at it from top down, it seems pretty easy to get around. And there's this one spot in the middle you can just cut right through. And then the goggles are off to the side if you know where to find them. Like on replays, if you don't want to deal with this bullshit, you can just run straight through and just go right to the end and flip the switch.
Oops, sorry. I thought you were done.
No, I was just going to say, you wouldn't know that if you hadn't already fucking beat the thing before.
I didn't realize that there was you come in, I'm guessing at M on this map we're looking at. I didn't realize that there was 2 different ways in and out of this like there's the exit, and then there's like I never even realized that there was two kind of paths because I was too busy just running in circles, blasting away.
Yeah, so from the yellow key door with the giant atrium of bullshit, as I call it, if you take the one elevator up, there's the secret passage that leads to the hell pentagram. If you come back there with the blue key, you can open this side door into the maze. It's not necessarily easier that way. I mean, I guess you can kind of sneak around and get to the end a little bit faster. You would still need the blue key to go through the main entrance to the maze, but you can also, if you don't want to bother, you can come sneak around the back way and go in the side door.
It's nice that that's there. I like that it's not a necessary option, but there's options there.
Yeah.
I see that in the room of bullshit with all the new kids, you can go outside, which I didn't realize.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool one. Like it's at the spot where the radiation suit is. If you turn left from the radiation suit, you can open a door to a chainsaw, and then in that little alcove, you can open another door and get outside and find a soul sphere. So it's kind of cool. It's like it's a little closet, and then there's another closet behind the closet, and then behind that you can just go outside.
Who designed this laboratory?
John Romero.
John Romero.
Who else but John Romero?
Did you guys read through John Romero's AMA?
I did not.
Yeah,
I saw that you linked it, but I did not get a chance to look at it.
Yeah, I read through some of it. It wasn't super duper interesting. You know, they didn't answer, from what I saw, they didn't answer anything too salacious or nothing, you know.
No. Yeah,
Game sounds like it could be interesting. I'd have to see what's it called again? Something about mafia something or other, right?
Yeah. It's like a 1920s mafia or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, what do you think? What do you think the over-under is on that game ever coming out?
I mean, they announced it a long time ago, didn't they? Like, we're talking, wasn't it like 3 years ago? Was it?
Wow.
Or am I crazy? Like, it feels like they announced it a really long time ago and then never talked about it again to a point where they had this AMA and I was like, oh, right. They were going to do this Mafia game. Like, I just completely forgot about it. I could be wrong.
I don't remember any, but I also wasn't paying attention. So
yeah, I could be wrong. If it wasn't that long ago, it definitely has been just, they announced it at like E3 or something. And then there was like no more press on it until that AMA. It felt like, but I don't know. secret John Romero.
Yeah, you know,
in Ireland.
Yeah, he's in Ireland now. It's so random. I guess Ireland gave him like a tax credit to move there.
I mean, you can develop a game anywhere, I guess. So
that's true.
Why not do it in Ireland?
Why not in Ireland?
You got to touch the Blarney Stone before you can develop your next game, John Romero.
He's still got that hair. He's still got the hair.
I love it. He just refuses to cut his hair. It's
why
like
would you? You got those locks.
All right. Fellas, what else do we have to say about Phobos Lab? What overall, like, what would you rate it as? What are your feelings on this level? Is it a good level? What do we think?
It's okay. Yeah, I didn't. It's not like bad, but it's not amazing either. I would say that it's kind of like, 7 maybe. Just kind of like interesting, frustrating, but that kind of makes it good. Like it wasn't like so hard that I hated it, but I think there's some things in the next level that make me kind of like that one more.
Yeah.
So I keep thinking about that when I think about this level. So it just makes me think that this one's just a little bit without the two. It's a room with two really like crazy rooms, but that's about it.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of memorable for like the fucking yellow key atrium of bullshit and the fucking maze at the end, and that raising walkway. That's a nice little like kind of feature in the stage, kind of unique, almost like visual storytelling. I don't know if it's really a story, but it's just, I don't know, kind of a narrative component that I like. So yeah, I kind of agree. Maybe a 7 seems appropriate here. Aaron, what do you think?
Yeah, about probably the same. It's pretty middle of the road for me. It was, like I said, it didn't have anything particularly outstanding for me, and all the rooms being like the theme changing over and over again was kind of disjointing, but that's Doom for par for the course. I liked a couple things about it. I liked the ambush in the stairwells. That was exciting, and I liked the raising the platforms there at the bottom of the stairwell. And
that staircase that kind of comes up at that one part.
No, I meant the two like pillars.
Oh, right. The one, and you can like run off the pillars if you're quick enough and like land on the other platforms. And
to get a couple to get a power. Yeah. That was kind of fun. But other than that, that dark room at the end there, that just pile of bullshit really soured me for the whole level. And I really liked the music. So that gave it a little bit of a step up too.
Yeah, that's a bump for sure. Yeah. So pretty decent level. Nothing too bad or too amazing about it, I guess. I like it better than Command Control, the previous level, but I suppose that's a matter of taste. Okay. Fellas, what do you say we do a little bit of a new segment for this program and take a look at what might have been in another version of Doom?
Interesting.
I am intrigued. Color me curious.
So we will be looking at a port here, specifically the SNES port of Doom. We don't have an official name for this segment. Perhaps something like a version. What do you think?
I'm tickled by it. I'm not sure that should be the final version. That should be the final one, but I like it.
Well, we can workshop that a little bit. Let me see here. Let's check out a little bit of SNES Doom. So Doom was ported to many consoles, including the SNES. And the SNES version is notable for a few reasons. But firstly, let's just take a look at the SNES version here. And, just tell me what your general impressions are as we gaze upon the beautiful 16-bit port of the PC Doom.
I was going to say, it kind of looks like shit.
You really feel the pixels.
Yeah, I was like, is that just the resolution for the video we're watching, or because we're on Zoom, or but it really doesn't look good.
Nope, it is not a trick of Zoom. This is how the game looked.
Oof. And this might, I guess a bad port of Doom is better than no Doom.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good way of putting it. Sam, didn't you say that SNES Doom was your first exposure to Doom?
It was. My dad played it through the whole thing when I was a kid. And I watched him play it. So it was, and SNES was really my only frame for video games. So for me, it was like, this is crazy because this is like 3D, I'm not used to that. Honestly, though, it wasn't the first person game that I had seen. Previous to this, he had played the Jurassic Park game on Super Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not good.
No.
But it's top down. And you kind of like Zombies Ate My Neighbors almost. You go around, but when you go inside a facility, it turns into Doom, basically.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I didn't remember that or the Genesis version being a first-person shooter. Yeah, interesting.
The Genesis version is
a 2D platformer.
Yes, it's from the side, way different. Yeah, so it's top-down first, and you're going around gathering, you have different ammo types. There's smoke grenades and nets and all different kinds of stuff. And then when you go into a building, it just it's basically Doom. But you've got Dilophosauruses and Velociraptors and stuff. And it plays even worse than Doom.
Maybe next season on One Stage at a Time, Jurassic Park for the Super Nintendo.
I just love the idea of Dr. Grant being Doomguy for Jurassic Park.
And it is Dr. Grant because he's got his little hat. He's really stubby and fat and tiny. On the world map.
Oh man.
But yeah, he's going around blasting dinosaurs with not really machine guns. Chex Quest had guns, right?
Shit.
But so he's got weapons, but they were they had a code for kids games back then and kids cartoons, right? No bullets, had lasers.
Yeah. You could only fight robots or dinosaurs or robot dinosaurs.
I don't think my dad finished that one. I think it was too frustrating and he stopped. But he definitely beat Doom because he is still upset by how this game ends on Super Nintendo.
No spoilers.
Yeah, no
we'll
spoilers.
get to that down the road. But
yeah, we'll get there. Have we talked about Chex Quest on the show?
We mentioned it when we were talking about just like knockoffs early on, but we didn't really talk much about the game, really, just that it was one and it was a silly game.
We'll probably have to do a deep dive on Chex Quest at some point. But for those of you not in the know, this was a Doom clone based on the Chex cereal, which was included in boxes of Chex cereal.
They recently made a Chex Quest 2, or they remake it's on Steam with multiplayer.
I love
like
that.
Co-op and like verses and stuff with new characters and everything.
Incredible.
Check this out, boys. One thing about SNES Doom that it's really got going for it. If you're a fan of the SNES sound chip, as I am, you will love the version of the soundtrack for SNES Doom. It's glorious, isn't it?
I like how it sounds nothing like a guitar. Like it's like a cello.
That's the best part. It's got like that weird like reverb going for it. You got yes.
It is very, very loud on my end. I don't know if
We've probably heard enough. I can go back and here.
Yeah.
it's not as bad. I think it's just if what I hear is what our folks at home will hear, they'll just hear some rocking out cello music from the Super Nintendo and nothing else.
Dude,
It was good.
As it should be. It should be blowing the doors off right now. If you have permanent ear damage from listening to this, that's good. That's a good thing.
I liked it. I didn't have any problem with that. It was pretty cool.
A lot of folks in the Doom community consider this one of the best versions, if not the best version of the Doom soundtrack. People are big fans of the SNES sound chip, and I can see why.
It's like when a person is blind, their hearing becomes much more acute and that much stronger. It's like the Doom SNES Doom looked like shit, so it sounded fucking awesome.
Yeah. It just naturally compensated. They didn't plan it that way or intend that at all. It just happened.
Yeah.
Well, a few other changes about SNES Doom as opposed to regular Doom that I wanted to mention. We mentioned that it's just hard to see anything. I mean, enemies look like pixelated blobs the further they get away from you. There's a lot of levels are removed. I think a total of 5 levels are removed from the game, mostly from episode 2, including actually the next stage, central processing, which will be the next episode of this program. You wouldn't be able to play that on SNES Doom.
Huh.
Yeah.
So I guess size constraints on the cartridge.
Most likely. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some weird things like you don't, the window doesn't take up the full screen. Like it's like changed to match the resolution of the SNES, but then like it doesn't, your window doesn't take up the full screen. So there's still like a black border around it, which is just weird. I have some kind of probably a weird programming thing that I don't understand. That was the reason they had to do that.
It probably scaled the resolution lower than the natural one on the SNES.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it was something to do with to get the frame rate at a good spot, maybe. But well, there's also like on my version I have on DOSBox, there's a way to do that too, and I forgot what the setting is, but it like doesn't widescreen it to like fit the monitor. It like shrinks it down like with the black bars around the whole screen. So
hey, sounds plausible to me. I mean, for a dum-dum like me, that all sounds like sorcery. So I believe it.
It's just one of those things that's so funny because, like, you know, we're 30 years on now, but like so Doom, you can play it on anything. That's the joke. Doom plays on everything. And like, that the Super Nintendo had trouble with it just is, you know, it's laughable to us now, living in the future with Skyrim on our phones, but
it's basically Skyrim. The Skyrim meme was Doom.
What? Yeah, no. A few other things, like a lot of the blood was cut out. Some of that for performance reasons, but also because Nintendo was always, at least in that era, they were big about censorship on their console. Also, some of like hell and like the anti-religious messages, a lot of that was removed. I mean, it's still in there. You can't excise it entirely, but they made them take out some of that type stuff. And the Nazi cross or the Iron Cross from the previous stage, they took that out too.
But it's not a swastika.
Symbol. Was it now Yoshi's head?
Yeah, it's Yoshi's head. Actually, I read someplace that maybe in the original release of Doom that was more explicitly a swastika, but that they made it like a not swastika in releases.
It's literally just two parts of it moved to the left and right to make it not a swastika. So it's like, I could totally see it's like, hey man, you can't put that swastika in there. Like, fine, I'll take the swastika out. Yeah, and they just change it like that,
Well, the joke will be on them swastika when they see Yoshi's postings on those white supremacist internet forums.
Oh, it all started Yoshi. With
Doom. Yoshi, why do you have a copy of the Turner Diaries? It was actually a horrifying racial slur.
Oh no.
A few people do that about Yoshi's story, about the explicit white supremacy in the theme song to Yoshi's story.
When you look closely at the game, like the game as a whole, it's there, and it's there. Gross.
Well, people in the KKK make their kids play that game when they're young,
Yeah, that's how they indoctrinate them. All right, fellas, what do you say we wrap this one up?
Yeah, that's a good note to end things on.
So that was your first edition of what we might be calling like a version, unless we can come up with some other funny names for it. But there are other versions of Doom, and we will probably have to talk about them at some point. But the SNES port, believe it or not, one of the better console ports of Doom. But we will see some more. Okay, so that's been this exciting episode of One Stage at a Time. We'll wrap it up there. Please join us again in a week's time when we will be talking about the next stage of Doom for the PC, not for the SNES. And the next stage is central processing, so look forward to that very soon. Aaron, what do you want to say to the fine folks at home before we sign off today?
I want to say thank you, everybody, for listening. We really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. OneStageAtATime.com for all of our things and our socials, and you can send us a message if you want. And thank you for listening. We'll see you next time. Sam, thank you for being here, sir. It's always a pleasure.
You got it.
And I think we're gonna keep you here and keep you tied up and join us for the next episode. What do you say?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lots to talk about.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Give us that sign off, Sam.
Save and continue.